didn't really have any of the motivation to keep me going, I thought, well, I'll do a video diary, and you know, when I'm feeling like I'm being tempted by that piece of chocolate cake, I can look back on my videos and give myself the motivation I need. Most people who juice fast, they do it for like all different reasons. The main reason is to detox, whether that's to lose weight, just to clear the mind, clear the GI tract. Whatever your reason, it is good to do it, mainly just for like a refresher. There's a lot of people that have got so much of information. I'm not really here to give you medical information. I'm not a nutritionist. I'm basically just doing a video diary of my experience and the way that the way that I juice and some of the recipes that I use. And if anybody feels inspired to do it too, then definitely let me know, and I'll see if I can help. So first of all, I'm gonna make a lemon ginger blast, and that's a really good energizing drink to have in the morning. So tomorrow is going to be my very first day of my new juice fasting. I'm going to go for 10 days, but I'll see how I go. If I can do more, then I'll go with more. But for now, my goal is 10 days on just juice. Like, all my meals will just be juicing, and that is like homemade juicing and not store-bought juicing. So tomorrow morning for my breakfast, I'm going to have a lemon ginger blast, and yeah, I'll show you how it goes. So you can get many different juices. The best one that you can probably get for home use is the Breville. I don't have one myself. They're a little bit out of my price range, but a Breville pretty much ranges between $200 to about $500, like depending on what you want. In England, I've been looking at ones like just to compare prices, and with Breville juices, it's quite ridiculous really. You can get them from as cheap as £80 to about £250. So there is quite a bit of price difference there. Like, it is definitely cheaper in England, but that's one of the best juices. You can go for lower model ones, but they probably won't work as well on leafy greens like this, and kale and spinach. You probably, to get the most juice out of a leafy green like this, you'll probably want one of the hand crank ones. They come in stainless steel, or you can get them in plastic. They also have electric ones too, but they're still quite expensive. So if you want to spend a bit of time and get the hand crank ones, just to do your spinach, kale, Swiss chard, parsley, like leafy green. So well, first of all, I'm going to put some apple in, and you'll probably want a good sized apple like this. This won't fit in the juicer, so you'll need to chop it up. If you want 2 apples, you can, but I'm just going to use 1 because this one was pretty big. Now, with the lemon, you can put lemons whole in the juicer, even with the rind, but until you're used to the bitterness of the lemon, I suggest that you chop the top off, chop the bottom, and then cut all the yellow rind off around the sides, but keep as much of the white pith on as you can. That's because that's where all like the fiber and the main part of the nutrients is in the rind, is in the pith, sorry. So that's the apple, that's the lemon. So I guess to make the most part of the juice, we'll be using celery. just because it, like with the ginger, it is so small. Actually, I just want to make a point about the ginger. When you get ginger, only use about an inch, because if you use any more, you won't be able to drink it. My very first lemon ginger blast I made, it didn't specify how much ginger, and I used a full root of ginger, and this is supposed to be anti-nausea, but I nearly threw up. So that's not good to put a whole root in. So just drop the ginger in, followed by some celery, and that will help it go through the juice. Now, parsley is really good, actually. We don't tend to eat enough parsley. It's normally always decoration on a plate, but parsley is a really good breath freshener. It really gets deep in your stomach, in your intestines, and really freshens up the breath from inside your stomach. Actually, that didn't do too badly. A lot of the juice came out of the parsley this time. And I'll follow up with some celery. And now for the mint. About like a handful is good enough. If you want more, then you can have more, but a handful is good. That smells good. Oh, my juice is sticking in. And as you can see, it's kicking out all the pulp in the back there. You'll just want to make sure that that doesn't fill up too much where it starts clogging up inside the top here. It just, yeah, the juice doesn't really want to come out when that's clogged up. Oh, I better move it forward a bit. I'm getting some drips. And this is fennel. It's in a big bowl, and it's got some quite lacy tops there. I don't really know the best way to cook fennel, but just go straight through the top there, all the way down the bowl. And it smells really good, really fresh. And just put it into quarters. You won't want to put it in the juicer just like that. Just bend it over and then pop it in the top. And that makes a lot of juice. Definitely, when you do your grocery shopping, it's a good idea just to wash all your vegetables before you pack them away in your fridge, because you know it takes quite a bit of time washing your vegetables every time you juice. I find that even though it takes a bit of time to wash them when you first get them, because you do need quite a lot. If this is going to be your lifestyle for the next 10 days or however long, you need a lot of vegetables, and it takes quite a bit of time. But buy organic if you can, just so you know that they are clean. You know, they don't have the pesticides, fungicides, and everything like that on it. But even if you buy organic, it's just a good idea to give it a thorough wash, just a bit of a soak in the sink. Some people like to use vegetable cleanser. I don't know what it would be called in England, for example, but I know here that you can get a vegetable cleanser called Fit, and it just comes from any good health food store. Like in England, Holland and Barrett on the high street, they'll probably have vegetable cleanser. And it's actually really surprising how much dirt comes off them when you leave it in the soak. Even organic. here all the dry stuff. It will include that all with your smoothie, so your smoothie will be really thick. So leave a bit of room for water to water it down a bit. But I don't know how fennel would be in a blender. I don't know. You'd have to maybe just try a little bit and see what you think to it. But to me, I don't think it would be that great in a blender. But you can try. Okay, so we're almost done here. Just gonna put 3 more stems of celery through. Oh, I think I've got stuck here. Yep. The reason why I have the juicer on top of the cake container here is just because you can, I would normally use a smaller jug, but you have to keep emptying it out, and this way at least you can see it a bit better. Oh, stuck again. Okay, last one. Okay. If you're juicing for like full main meals, then I would suggest using 32 ounces of juice. That fills you up. That's probably like a meal's worth right there. I think 32 ounces, it's safe to say that would be close to a litre. So if you've got any litre containers, just make enough for that. Right now, I've made exactly 1 litre. So for 1 litre, I've used 6 to 7 celery stalks, used 1-inch piece of ginger, 1 lemon, 1 apple, 1 fennel, a handful of parsley, a handful of mint, and I think that's it. So there you go. This is the lemon ginger blast. I will just give it a bit of a, switch the juicer off here. Give it a mix up. And this is going to be tomorrow's breakfast. So just put in a glass and so you can see what it's like. And there you have it. Cheers. Well, that's good.